Hi, my name is Snyder, and I'm an organizational consultant. My company is the Snyder Leadership Group. My favorite disruptive hero is Bill Gates. I had the opportunity to work with Bill back in 1983, just as Microsoft was becoming noticeable on the radar screen. Personally, I've changed a lot from my own working with Bill. I think it's radically made me think about what it means to envision something. Before, I didn't really give much credence to this notion of vision. I said, okay, yeah, vision is something that is out there in the sky, something that's conceptual and not real. But when I saw a person work with vision and I saw what is involved in peering into the future, it taught me how to peer into the future myself, more vividly, more accurately, and more perceptively than I ever had in the past or even dreamed was possible. So yes, it touched me not only on a business level, but also a personal level. My favorite disruptive change is when I learned about the work of Joe Badaracco, who looked at leadership through an entirely different lens than I had ever been accustomed to. He looked at leadership through the lens of literature. He taught a class at the Harvard Business School using the works of literature. So instead of studying case studies in this class, the students there studied works of literature like Death of a Salesman or Things Fall Apart or A Man for All Seasons. And through that study, he came up with a 23-word concept of leadership that was different than what I had ever imagined. And I got to thinking about it, and I got to realizing that this is very, very important. Leadership is a struggle by flawed human beings to make some important human values real and effective in the world as it is. Something radically different about the way we think about leadership. I think it will be a very important disruptive change as it's occurring. Joe and I were classmates at the Harvard Business School. He presented it to a class reunion. And I wrote it down in a journal. Didn't look at it again for 5 years until I was going through my own personal struggle. And I was looking through old journals. Those 23 words really spoke to me. It made me see something new in my own leadership journey, and it radically changed my own direction because I globbed onto that 23-word concept and used it as the basis of my entire research on leadership. The disruptive change that I'm currently struggling with is what's happening with the world. We are in a world that is changing ever more rapidly and ever more quickly than it's ever done with technology advancing. And we have now the power to do enormous good, but we can have also the possibilities of real harm. Everything is controversial. For example, this thing with Snowden is just in the news, his release of classified information. On one hand, we think he's a hero by exposing what the government is doing. But on the other hand, not recognizing the full harm that his actions have done. This is very, very, very complex stuff. Technology enables us to do really wonderful things, but it can lead to problems in the world, and I struggle with that. What all of this makes real for me is the importance of individual responsibility to do the right thing. We all have so many choices, and our choices have impact. And it really leads us to more carefully consider, are we making the right choices? Are we acting in the right way? Are we deciding and using this blessing of freedom that we have? Are we fully tapping into it and taking advantage of it? Bye.